feel like it's tilted more towards you. That's not acceptable. Hey everybody, welcome to the April 2015, I almost said 2014, edition of the video newsletter. No, we're not doing an expose on zombies. We're not.
Welcome everybody to the April 2015 newsletter.
So I'm going to edit this so it's just her talking.
Exactly. Today we will be discussing three lovely topics. The Quilt Room. Long ago, in a land not so far away, there was a quilt room at the YWAM base of Gleanings for the hungry.
This was a bad idea.
It was a lovely quilt room. Second, we will be discussing Israel Food Outreach. Israel Food Outreach. Third, we'll be discussing the Rice and Beans Day. And then we will continue on and close
with an outro that she is not allowed to speak on because I have hardly said a word. Just kidding. Gleanings for the Hungry was established in the early 80s, but it took many years for it to grow into the multifaceted organization that it is now. The vision that started the Quilt Room came from a volunteer, Linda Conkle. She had a heart to supply blankets to children in need, and she saw this as the perfect project for people who could not participate in the heavy work at the fruit plant. She also believed that partnering the quilts with the food was a perfect twofold solution for Gleanings ministry. And now, many years later, the Quilt Room is overseen by our beloved Norma Gove.
My heart for the Quilt Room is to involve people that have a heart to work in the Quilt Room. They don't have to have any special skills. Probably the easiest thing to do in the Quilt Room is to tie knots. There's jobs like ironing, cutting, sewing, designing on the design wall. There's any kind of job they want to do.
Although this endeavor started at Gleanings, many hands have also been involved from the outside. Occasionally, families, schools, and individuals will donate finished quilt tops. Last year, word reached the sister of a local farmer and friend of Gleanings. Her participation allowed the Quilt Room to get more accomplished.
In the summer last year, it was the first time we've made quilts all year long last summer, and we needed quilt tops because the Quilt Room upstairs in the summer isn't equipped to sew quilt tops. So we would design the quilts on the wall and make packets, and he would take them home and she would sew the tops together and bring them to us so we could put them together upstairs. So now we go all year round. In August we shipped almost 400 to Israel on 2 containers, and then we shipped 140 to Israel on 2 containers. And Rod has taken quite a few to Mexico. We've given 50 to South Africa, quite a few to Mendota, a little town a couple hours from here. And several people have taken some to Arizona and Mexico. People that have stopped through here have taken some. So far, since the beginning of quilt season, I think we've done like 460 quilts so far. So we'll probably be able to get 600 done by the beginning of summer.
It's pretty incredible how Jesus has expanded the Quilt Room ministry. Like Norma said, we've sent many of these quilts out to Israel through the helping hands of Israel Food Outreach. Here are a few video clips from our dear friend Dudley Goff, founder of Israel Food Outreach, explaining more about the ministry and how you can get involved.
Israel Food Outreach and Gleanings for the Hungry have come together to ship dried soup mix to Israel to help feed the poor and needy there. In addition to the food, Israel Food Outreach is shipping handmade quilts, which are given to Holocaust survivors in Israel who are in dire need of them. For the year 2015, our goal is 10,000 handmade quilts for needy Holocaust survivors in Israel. God willing, we can reach that goal, but without your help and the help of many other people who want to bless Israel, we cannot reach it. How can you help? Well, here's how. Put together a team in your church or synagogue who feels called of God to bless Israel by making handmade quilts for Holocaust survivors in Israel who have themselves given so much. IFO will supply the batting, but your team will have to buy the back for the quilt and the other colorful materials for the front. The back can be just a single bed sheet purchased from Walmart for about $5. The fabric for the front can be a donation by any number of fabric shops or can be purchased by you at a considerable discount. To get started, just call us at 909-797-4372. Or you can contact us through email, dudleygoff@me.com. I also invite you to visit our website, IsraelFoodOutreach.org to learn more.
You can find a video of Norma describing the quilting process by clicking on the screen or clicking on the description below. Volunteering at Gleanings for the Hungry is a great missions opportunity. The effect is reaching the world over without a single one of our guests needing to leave base. At the same time, the chance for personal exposure to third world conditions is very limited.
Having reflected on some of her experiences as a DTS staff leader, Ginny Bruce decided to bring some of that exposure to the base. And it all started with a girl called Mercy.
It's a long story, but I ended up staying in the hospital with her, feeding her, bathing her, things like that. And she was eating food that's normal to me, and her face would light up and she'd want more. So all of these things that she was having, a lot of them were for the first time. I gave her ice cream once, and I looked on the ground and she was spitting out the little chocolate bits. She didn't like the taste or the texture, something, you know, cute little things like that. So I asked her through a translator what she eats every day, and she eats the same thing every day. She eats bread in the morning and she eats rice at night and sometimes beans. So I was praying about it, about, you know, different things that I could share with her and introduce her to, and this thought came to me, maybe we could introduce our friends at Gleanings what developing nations is really like what reality is like for them.
This thought process introduced the idea of setting aside a normal meal each week and introducing a meal that is similar to those in third world conditions.
We decided to enrich the experience of the heart of feeding the hungry and what defines extreme poverty, which is living on under $1 a day. So this rice and beans meal is quite extravagant compared to how most of the world eats. We give a presentation about the people that we met and how they live and what they eat, and it has been received so well, and people's hearts are touched, and it has a depth that people haven't experienced before. So God's using it. God uses rice and beans.
Hand it over! Coming to you pre-recorded from Gleanings for the Hungry. What was I gonna say? So that wraps up our pre-recorded session from Gleanings for the Hungry. I hope you enjoyed this month's video. Good luck. And God be with you. Kind of weird. You do like upbeat. Oh, we need to think of something better than this.
We'll just keep it simple. Hide don't. Whoa, what was that all about?
Please let's get together.
I'm trying.
Thank you for joining us for April's 2015 newsletter. It's been great having you, and we'll see you next month.
You'll see us next month. Maybe we'll see you. Who knows? Maybe you're gonna come and volunteer.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Mind blown.
Oh my gosh. It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. Yes, that's definitely what my lines don't say. Why do I let her do this to me?